Hello, everyone.
What up?
Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. Hope you are having a great weekend. Oh, goodness gracious. We'll let all the sound catch up to everyone, and we'll make sure everything's going good. Phew. That was fun trivia. You guys are awesome. Like, so awesome. We'll go over the answers in a second as soon as we catch up. Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Hello, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
To Sundays with Sean and Stef. Let's get into the trivia before we get into all the fun. By the way, we are exhausted.
The tired is real. The tired is real.
We're so tired. Congratulations, Sonia. You were awesome. You had the most right answers from the trivia, so let's go over those really fast. Number one was the miles the cruise ship can travel in a year. It's 73,000. A lot of you got that one. That was good. I can't read these questions. They're too small for me.
Thank you, Dave. Dave from Iographer just gave us a sticker. Woo!
Yay,
thank you, Dave.
Wait, we'll make the lights go. Wait.
Woo!
Thank you so much, Dave. We so appreciate that very, very much. You are awesome. Okay, so in the Carnival's fantasy class, there are 8. Para DJ, you got that one for sure. You definitely know your fantasy class.
Kill the sticker, Joe.
Do what? Kill. Whoa! We got another one. We'll
Heather.
get back to you.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, I have to remember what to do.
There we go.
Phew.
Thank you, Heather, and Dave from Iographer.
Thank you, Heather, and Iographer. We appreciate it
Heather.
so much. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. All right, so we were back. Fantasy class, Para DJ. Yay! You definitely know your fantasy class. Number 3, which celebrity cruise ship has the magic carpet? It is the Edge. Almost everybody answered that one correct. That was correct. Number 4. If a ship has more than 50 passengers, what must you have? You must have a medical center. I didn't know that. That was a fun fact.
I would say captain, but you know.
I hope they all have captains.
I don't know. We've been on some that are like,
At the end of this year, what Carnival will launch its 3rd Vista class ship. The other ones are Vista and Horizon, and it will be called the Panorama. The Panorama. We are up to number 6. The godmother of the royal princess is the Duchess of Cambridge. That is Kate Middleton. She is the royal princess godmother. Her picture's there. It's really, really cool. That's really neat. Number 7. What is the term for the size limit of a ship to pass through the Panama Canal? A lot of you guys put Circamax. It's actually Panamax. I like to Ford Max myself. That's about what it should be. Such an expensive trip. What was never a Carnival slogan? They did have the fun ships. They've done Fun for All.
you're shaking la table.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Fun for all for fun. Choose fun. They did not have We Bring the Party, but they should have We Bring the Party.
They
You can
probably
have that,
will now.
Carnival. Thank you, Sean Steph. You can have that. Let's see. Number 9 is, if you've seen this, Royal Caribbean has a cabin that has a famous obstruction. It's cow bottoms.
Cowbirds.
And they've actually, I know people were writing this, they've actually decorated, they've really leaned into it. It's right over top of Ben and Jerry's. I forget the ship, if somebody knows the ship, post it down there. But it is, the whole ship room, the cabin is decorated in a cow theme. It's very fun.
Yes, cow patterns everywhere.
Cow patterns everywhere. And then the last one is, what cruise line do the ships Rhindam, Rotterdam, and Eurodam belong to? That's Holland America. So, there you go. Good job, guys. All right. Trivia. That's fun. So, oh my goodness gracious. Welcome, everybody. Hello to everybody in the house. There are a lot of you here. I'm just going to say a big hello.
Hello there. Hello
There are
there.
so many of you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a whirlwind trip for us the last week. I mean, it's been so crazy. So if you have any questions about Harmony of the Seas, we just got off of Harmony this morning.
Oh, real quick, Cruising with Wheels, which, by the way, hello, Cruising with Wheels.
Hello.
They said that you get free ice cream every day in that cabin, so that might be worth it if you're like an ice cream junkie. If you love the Ben and Jerry's, you know.
I did not know that.
Best part of booking that room.
I
Yeah,
bet
I thought
it's very popular.
That's cool.
That's really, really
I would totally
cool.
Insta a cow butt every day. It's Cow Butt Tuesday, everybody.
Hello from Paso Robles. Hey, we used to live there.
Yes, we did.
That's fantastic. Hi,
I
Chris.
loved the phrase that they said that Paso's for wine and Napa's for auto parts. I loved how they get really aggressive about their wines over there.
Actually, their wine is really good. If you've never had Paso wine and you're on a ship that has Paso wine, you definitely have to try it. All right. So do we have some...
Oh my gosh, Allison.
Oh my gosh, Allison.
What?
You are amazing. Thank you so much. Put this up here. There it is. So happy you guys are back. Hope you enjoyed your cruise. Madison, thank you very much. Madison, we did enjoy our cruise. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate that.
And Iographer just did a super chat as well. It just came through at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, let's just do it.
It says, feel free to raffle a multi-case and flex tripod. I'd love to, Dave. I don't know how. You have any ideas on how to give it away? I don't know how we would do that, but we'd love to. Yes. Who here wants to jump? Who wants a free multi-case and flex pod? It is awesome.
Yeah.
Raise your hands virtually if you want to shoot with an iPhone or an Android phone. If you vlog
with your phone.
With your phones.
With your phones. We have a whole phone story too.
Oh yes. Yes.
So it's a segue. It's a great segue
Moment
there.
of silence for my iPhone.
Okay, we have some. Do you have some cues for me? Oh no.
Yes.
It's okay. I can start the bottom.
Natalie Deacon has a great question.
Cow bottoms. That's the best. Cow bottoms. Sorry, guys, if we're a little slower today.
Did you use the piano stairs? There are no piano stairs.
We slow it down. All right. I know a couple of you asked this question. We'll just pull up Natalie's really fast. How did Harmony compare to Symphony? Which one do you prefer?
I would like to jump in on this. Stephanie and I have had this discussion since about day 3 on this. So here's the deal. There's just minute differences. So it really comes down to the minor amenity changes. So right now, Sabor, the Mexican restaurant, is on Harmony, but not on Symphony, right? So right there, that's a huge plus for Harmony in my book. It was some really fantastic Mexican food. Have not had Mexican food that good since we've lived on the West Coast. Other things that are subtle differences, like the shows, I guess you have to really just like drill down into what's different. So do you like Hairspray or do you like Grease? I liked Hairspray better. However, Stephanie and I both liked Columbus over Flight. So it's straight like down the middle there. So it really depends. So there's just a tiny bit of wear and tear on Harmony because it's obviously now going to be the last ship to be refurbed. So it's technically the oldest ship now that everything is going through its schedule, but I absolutely loved and adored Harmony. The crew makes the ship. I mean, I could be in a rowboat. As long as the crew is awesome, it doesn't matter. So for me, it's really the difference between
little
tiny things. Like if you really like a show or you really like a certain band, but everything else is very, very similar. I mean, the boardwalk is slightly different. There's no carousel horses as you walk in, which is kind of strange to us. The arcade I thought was better on Harmony, if you like the arcades.
I thought they were the same.
Oh, no. Crazy Batman. What are you talking about?
Crazy Batman.
The Joker. Instead of Pac-Man Smash.
That's right. The air hockey tables, which we are air hockey fiends. Yeah, so the differences are so small. And then when Harmony goes to dry dock, which I think it's scheduled for like maybe a year and a half or 2 years or something, when it goes to dry dock, I don't think there will be any difference between Harmony and Symphony. That'll be the exact same. Just differences in show preferences. But like Sean said, where we really liked Hairspray on Symphony, and we loved Hairspray on Symphony. We liked Flight. On this one, we liked Grease, and we loved Columbus the Musical, which is a surprise hit, by the way. I really thought it was going to actually be really bad, but it turned out to be really, really good. So that's show-wise, and then everything else. I mean, the skating shows are fantastic. The live music is the same on every Royal ship that we've been on. It's just top notch. So for that is kind of one of those things that you will have a great time on either ship. I will say if I had to choose a port to leave out of, I would choose Port Canaveral. So if Symphony's in Miami and Harmony's in Port Canaveral, I would definitely choose Harmony because the ease of Port Canaveral. Today, getting off the ship is the fastest disembarkation we've ever had on any cruise ship, even Symphony in Miami, and that was fast.
We got home at 9 a.m.
We were 8:50. We walked in the door.
Yeah.
And I could not believe it. It was they do facial recognition in Miami, but it was so we'll get into the specifics, but we had key breakfast this morning, and we didn't have to use our priority disembarkation because there was nobody in line. It was completely empty, and it was like 7:00. Typically, that's prime time for everybody to be getting off the ship, but they're gone. And when we got to Port Canaveral, but last Sunday when we were leaving, we got there at 10:30, and usually you have to wait to get on. The whole place was empty.
The suite level guests had already been boarded. Yep.
Everybody was already on the ship. So we didn't even really have priority on. Everybody was already on at 10:30. So they really are very, very fast, which I have to give the crew credit for because that was crazy fast. So, lots in the queue. So it's a weird question. Somebody did ask about Allure as well. When that comes out of dry dock, I'm sure it's going to be exactly like Harmony and Symphony. I think that it will be.
But if you had to compare it to our Allure trip last year, I would say it doesn't compare at all.
Well, we almost didn't go back on Royal if it wasn't for Symphony, if we would have just gone from Allure. But that's gone. That's changed. Things have changed. So, yes. All right, great question. Did you use the piano stairs?
The answer is no. There are no piano stairs.
So
maybe after the dry dock, but no. As of right now, only Symphony, I believe, has piano stairs.
Yeah, they don't have piano stairs. So we didn't get to use that, and we actually walked up those stairs a lot. What was the band I saw you?
The Wow Bands.
Oh, yes, we have those right here. The Wow Bands. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Wow bands are very interesting.
They're both great and completely useless at the exact same time.
So I think the only thing they're really good for is to get in your cabin without getting your card out.
Yeah, but when you're holding those 2 drinks that you have from the drink package or from the bar, I ain't judging you. You can just go like this, and boom, you're in your room. Cabin, so.
But otherwise, it's just such an impossible. So you have to go to the bar.
Let me explain. You can explain how they do it.
So there's a box that's about this size that you stick your card on if you have a card, or if you have your Wow band, you stick your Wow band on there. So first of all, if you wear a Wow band like a watch, it's very difficult to get your Wow band to go flat. That's the first issue. So it's like you get the bartender sitting there going like this with your hand. You feel like you're doing Twister on this pad. So if you get your band like that, now some people did wear their bands upside down so they could go bloop, which is a little smarter.
That would be weird to open your cabin. They'll be like high five in the cabin.
That's a little stranger. But the other problem is this doesn't leave the bar. No. I know places like Disney, for example, here at the parks, they travel with them, and they literally just stick it on top of your band. Royal needs this technology. They need to have it to be portable.
For sure.
But it's not. So especially if you're sitting at a table, you just giving your card to the bartender. Also, because they are walking around like at a show, if you give them your Wow band, it doesn't have your name on it. So I don't know how people get their Wow bands back because we'll see trays of like 25 Wow bands. I don't know where they go. They only have 3 colors, not like they're so that's strange. So really, basically, you can't use your Wow bands to get off the ship because again, there's no identification on it. There's no number. There's no name. So the Wow band's pretty much only good to use to get into your room.
Yeah, I mean that's about it.
Yeah.
So
I liked having it.
It was cool in the arcade.
Well, the arcade was nice.
Arcade. That's nice.
Yeah, the arcade was nice.
So, but yeah, that's it. They have all this technology that they're really not utilizing, at least not to its fullest. So
yeah. And Cruising with Wheels thought the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of they're only $5 if you're not in a suite. So we wanted to try them, and then we're like, well, it was more of just a nice bracelet. I have a nice tan line. I don't know if you can see. We had a lot
of people stop and say, "Hey, what time is it?" We're like, "How?
You
what?"
Kind of see my tan line.
I have no idea, and they're like, "Oh, I thought that was a watch." I'm like, "No, watch a key."
I have a very nice tan line, so that's it.
View the queue, yo.
View the queue. All right. Let's see where we are. Allure to Harmony. Sabor on Allure is going away during. I think they're taking that away totally. And to be honest with you, this is Heather. Heather wrote this. To be honest with you, if I'm being honest from a business standpoint, I say that's a very good decision because when we were in there twice, it was never busy. So they're not making money. Playmakers on Symphony was packed every night.
Which is so interesting because I would never pay for Playmakers, but I would absolutely pay for Sabor over and over and over again. So I'm not going to pay an outrageous rate for pub pub food. It's just
Yeah.
never going to happen. But
We're
I
not
would eat
pub
all the
food
delicious
people.
Mexican food on the planet. So
We're also not sports people, so we don't sit and watch. So if you're
yay, sports! No,
Yay,
that doesn't
sports.
matter. I mean, it's typically cricket anyway. I don't think anyone understands that game. So I honestly don't believe there are any rules.
Yeah, so for that, I understand why Playmakers is going in. It makes Royal a lot of money, but we personally like Mexican. Somebody did ask, and it might be in the queue. Somebody asked about Bliss.
I've loaded up your queue, yeah.
Bliss Mexican. Oh yeah, here it is. Congrats, Cruising with Wheels. How is the Mexican restaurant better on Bliss or Harmony?
Destroyed the Bliss Mexican food,
Yeah.
and I loved the Mexican food on Bliss, but destroyed it. The fresh guac was better. The chips were insane. The really cool thing about the chips on Sabor is they asked me about my food allergies, and I'm severely allergic to seafood, and typically I don't get allergic to fried foods because we believe that the oil is hot enough to where it kills everything, but that's against RCL's policy. So they made me baked chips, and they were awesome.
They were really good. Really, really good. They had better vegetarian and vegan options on Royal Caribbean
Yeah. I mean,
in general.
The veggie tacos were insane. Oh,
And I know
so good.
somebody asked about the vegan menu. We'll talk about that in a second. So that was really cool for Sean to have food that he enjoyed, which was nice. And it was so tasty.
It's the first time I've been on a cruise ship where I don't feel like a second-class citizen. I either have to kind of just eat carne and just deal with it, or I just get a ton of salads, and it's kind of like,
Yeah. Agree with that. But they're both fantastic. We like both. We really like Mexican. So.
You see the Coco Cay comment, or you want to wait on that, or what? Right there?
No, Allison and Madison.
Madison.
Was the water park on Coco Cay worth the cost? Oh my goodness, yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. So our Coco Cay day, first of all, this will lead into why we have a phone story. So we did our tour, as we always do. When we visited Coco Cay, probably about 10 years ago, maybe, it was very small. It was definitely smaller. You can actually see where the old part of the island was and how they've added more stuff to it. It's very large. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Dave, do a dance, Dave. Woo. Scusa. So Coco Cay, the water park, if you like water slides. Now, if you have small children who, they have a huge pool there that is complimentary. If you just want to swim in the pool, which it is a fantastic pool, you know what? I think we don't have any stuff ready because we don't have it because I didn't have time. But this is our Instagram page, and if you were following along, if I zoom down here, let's see. All right, so here's a picture of the pool. You can see here that it's huge. I think it is the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
What I really liked, this is complimentary, by the way, so we'll talk about the water park in a second. But this is complimentary, so if your kids don't want to do the water slides, which is primarily all water slides at the water park, then enjoy the pool. It's beautiful. There's a swim-up bar here. There are little islands in the middle that you can sit on. There are chairs in the water. It's fantastic. Love that.
Good. So good.
All right, so this water park here, it is thrilling. Everything about it is thrilling. It's just
Look,
crazy.
We're from Orlando. It's definitely the theme park capital of the world, and it's probably number 2 or number 3 for water parks. I know Wisconsin and Texas have some amazing water parks, so I'm not discounting that. But I will say this: they hold up. This Perfect Day holds up to Orlando's at least level. They really do. I mean, it's just a really fantastically built park. It's a regular water park that you would find in the States, and they slapped it in the Caribbean. I mean, it's a lot of the times when you go to stuff in the Caribbean, it's kind of pared down because it takes a lot to construct things in the Caribbean. So things are always a little bit less as interesting. This is 100% really well thought out. If you just magically dropped it in Orlando, it would fit perfectly.
Yeah, and Heather, your point about charging the cost. So because we're from Orlando, we got our Coco Cay tickets for $65. It was $64.99 a piece. Royal was having a sale. So definitely check that. Like Allison said, some of them go down to $50. I know on our Navigator that's a little cheaper as well. So check the pricing. It does change. But for us personally, if you look at Atlantis, for example, we thought this was a better option than Atlantis.
More fun anyway.
We had more fun. It's because they let in less people. It does sell. It does, if it sells out, it's not as crazy busy, and people come and go. They go back to the ship. I will say that it's a very small percentage of Coco Cay. It is, and it is like...
Yeah, it's not the only thing. Some people said they didn't get off because they thought the second they get off, they were going to get charged. And there's a whole bunch of Perfect Day that you can do for free.
It is, it has this water slides here that you're looking at right now. It has another water slide section. There is a wave pool,
the wave pool was
which
awesome.
we loved. Absolutely loved the wave pool. Is it worth it? Yes.
If you're into slides and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not, you get that amazing pool. You get all the great places
beach.
to sit. You've got amazing food. And you got all the drinks, especially if you're in the drink. There's a bar every 5 feet. There's no shortage of places. There's no shortage of seating. You got free lockers. You got, it's a water park. It's not slides on a private island.
Yeah.
I think that's where there's a disconnection. There's nothing else like this out there. This is the first cruise line water park. Like I just said, if you slapped this in Orlando, you could easily charge $100 to get in, honestly, and that's what it costs to go to any of the water parks here. So it really is a contender of an actual water park.
Yeah, and while we're talking, so Jill, I saw you say that WoW bands. I will say that Coco Cay was the only time that I felt that the WoW bands were worth it, because we never had to take our card. You could actually, because you walk up to a bar there, you don't actually sit down unless you're sitting down. But if you take your bands, you get you into the water park. All of your excursions are on your bands. So you don't have to take those paper tickets anymore. You just walk up to the kiosk and you go bloop. I really did like that. That was really nice about that. So, but to tell everybody, I believe that the water park is, I'd probably pay up to $80 for the water park.
Well, let's just put it this way. We paid for it just on this last trip, and we're going to pay for it again in about 20 days. So that should tell you that right there. Is we've done it. Could just say, been there, done that, got the T-shirt, or whatever, got a magnet, but we're going to do it again. So,
but it is, Coco Cay is that, like, it's just such a small percentage. You have the pool is there. The pool is so big. Even there were 6,400 guests on our cruise. We were 200 shy of a complete maxed out ship, and the pool never felt crowded. Nope. You could go up to the bar. The bartenders were fantastic about, when people camp at the bars. The pool bar. Yeah. Which is in the water, by the way. You get
the in-water
swim up to it. Awesome. So they were so good at serving people behind them that it was really nice. So you could walk up, you could always get a drink. They had so many bartenders. That was a fantastic part. And then with the chairs and everything else, it's just a fantastic way to spend the day. It's beats sitting on the cruise ship in the very, very tiny pools. Yeah. It was just really nice.
Again, I can't stress this enough. It's like having a coaster park. If you're not into coasters,
don't do it.
It's not going to be for you. So this is a water park. This is basically Royal Caribbean's answer to Atlantis. It's very obvious that when they plant the other 7 that they told us about around the world, that it's basically going to put Atlantis on notice. Atlantis has 2 major properties, right? Royal's about to have 7 to 9. So, and it's not like Labadee, and it's not like Harvest Key. This is not a private island with some water slides. This is a private island with a mid-sized water park, and it really is comparable to the stuff you have here.
Yes. So it's not everything is paid for. It's only that water park. Everything else is free except the balloon, which is outside of the water park.
We've got that in our backyard.
We have that at Disney Springs, so we don't need to do that. But yeah, that was really nice. I like that. The beaches are beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see our tour, because they now have cabanas. The overwater cabanas are coming in December. They're supposed to be finished. It's beautiful. Yes, Heather, I'm going to put this up here before I get to GoPros. Yes, since we're talking about this. Can you take your GoPro on? Yes.
Yes, and we did, and it was awesome.
You can actually take anything on as long as you hold it. It doesn't have to be strapped to you. It doesn't have to be attached to you. It can just be in your hand.
Waiting for that rule to change, by the way.
That I don't know if that will stay. I think Royal just really wants the publicity right now, so they want you to take anything. I've seen online on Facebook. I've seen Facebook Live people going on their phones. I've seen everything. So we had GoPros on sticks, and we always attach them to ourselves. Sean had one on his wrist. I had a stick, and it's no big deal. We only had one slide that you had to take your water shoes off, and everything else was fine.
That was ridiculous.
So,
but yeah.
It is fun. It's enjoyable. Somebody asked about Atlantis. I think I lost it. Atlantis is a great day. We've been there a bunch of times, so it's
super
like
crowded, guys.
It's always really crowded.
The hotel is massive for one. The resort is massive, and they sell day tours to every cruise ship that docks there. So consider that when you pay for that. But that's also a triple-digit ticket. So
yes. We're going to try to go through these. I know everyone has so many questions. We're going to try to go through these really fast. One more question. Jaybird, you asked, was the pool as good as Typhoon Lagoon?
Way better.
Wave pool?
When was the last time you've been to Typhoon Lagoon? They killed the monster waves, and they've really pared it down. So, yes, it's comparable, and it's actually better. It's much smaller, but the waves are just as strong and fun, and we had a lot of fun. Right now, our current favorite wave pool is the one at Volcano Bay, though. So
Volcano Bay is the best water park on the planet.
Great, especially when they start chanting their...
Yes, this is great. Thank you for this, Alizo. We were impressed by the food on Coco Cay, so much better than what we had in Labadee a few years ago. We completely agree 100%. We have never, and I can say never on this, we have never enjoyed the on-island buffets. They're typically just burgers, hot dogs, fries, sometimes a salad, sometimes fruit. It's like going to a cookout with your family, and I'm on a cruise ship. I don't want to cook out with my family. I want to have nice food. Well, this food was awesome. They had big salad stations. They had big fruit stations. They had the hot dogs and hamburgers, but they also had this amazing tacos. We really do like Mexican.
Some, great Mexican rice, great rice and beans, wonderful veggies.
Yeah.
I was able to eat whatever I want and not violate and still not feel like a second-class citizen. So it was great.
Tons of drink stations for juices, like eating, and not just water and lemonade. They had strawberry, kiwi stuff, and tropical
limeade,
mango, limeade. It was great. They've done a really good job.
There's a lot of water stations because it is hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Right before you say that, Heather, yes, about your GoPros and stuff. The one thing I really loved about bringing Steph had the 3-way arm. I had a head mount, a wrist mount, and a chest mount. I'm not carrying all that in my swimsuit, but they have free lockers there. So I kept all of our GoPro batteries and all of our mounts in there. So if we decided to switch, we just ran to the locker real quick, went boop, 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 switch and go. So it was really cool. I really do recommend bringing all the camera goodness.
Yes. And Dave, about Atlantis, yes, you can carry your GoPro. Some of the things you have to have a mount on them. I'm pretty sure their website tells you what
you can't wear anything on the drop slides on Atlantis. You can in the river. You can hold it. You can wear it on the river. They don't care. And then 2 of the slides you can't. The tube slide that you did, you can, but there's 2 slides you can't. Just double check the website or just ask the attendants. They're more than happy to let you know.
Yeah, okay. So before we go on to the key, which we'll say next, Sean, the funny thing about Coco Cay is it was hot, so hot. Sean has an OtterBox on his phone. You know, those
things that are designed to protect your phone from getting destroyed?
Here, go back there to the other. I'll see if I can pull up the other. Hold on, but don't go back yet. I don't know if I can do it. I can't find it. There it is. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. So bleep. All right, there it is. All right, so Sean has a OtterBox on his phone. The OtterBox melted to the back of his phone, and when we tried to pull it off, it broke. Broke the whole back of it. So Sean, that was our first day. Oh my gosh.
My goodness gracious.
Thank you so much, Edward.
Thank you. And we love you, Edward, and everybody else. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we do love you guys so much. Thank you very much for that super chat. Yay. So Sean lost his phone on basically day 1 of
I was without a phone for 7 days, and I'm sure some people are like, that's delightful. Well,
I'm so happy we had that key internet.
I'm sure I'm going to have some irate people at work.
Yeah, so we've been spending the morning running around town getting phones.
Had to get a new phone.
So Sean does have a new phone now. But yeah, it was so hot. So that's why there are so many drink stations, because it is hot. It's hot. It was so hot that I was so dehydrated from that day that I was unable to move on day 2 for ship tour day.
Day 3.
So we didn't have day 3. We didn't have ship tour day until day 4 because I didn't have any legs. So I know we have some key questions.
Tons. We've got tons in the queue.
Tons and tons and tons of stuff. Okay.
Go to the queue, yo. To the queue.
I know, but I've missed a bunch of stuff. Perfect day. Yeah. Perfect day. I know we had the key. All right, here we go. Does that say Elex? Alex, my eyes are so bad. What changes did you find with the key from your last cruise with the key? There are a lot.
There was a lot of positives and a few, not negatives, but differences, I would say.
Yeah, they have refined it. And
big time.
It may be ship specific, so we can only, we haven't been back on Symphony, so we can only tell you how the key is implemented on Harmony. It is more refined, more better, I guess. So when you get to embarkation, there is a key line now, which we did not have on Symphony. It was sort of just a cluster. It was sort of a mess.
Yep.
So it was nice to have a specific line for key members. Like I said, though, there was nobody in line. So there was like 2 people in front of us in the key, and the rest of the entire place was empty. So they're like, you can go over here. Yeah, you do have your own gangplank.
The key had its own gangplank. That was a really cool touch. So we walked up the gangplank by ourselves, which was awesome.
Yes, that was really cool. And then
we had Coco Cay.
Yeah, so some new stuff that we've never had before. We had all the same stuff. You go check your bags in. Chops Grill is Chops Grill in the main dining room, like everyone was saying before we left. What's the key? KPJP Florida asked, what's the key? The key is a upcharged program that Royal offers to give you some perks that you pay for. So your cost can be anywhere from like $19.99, like $20 a day per person, up to $30. And I think that's as high. Maybe I've seen a little higher.
I've seen it higher, but we've never booked it that high.
So we did get
priority embarkation.
Right. We did get that. We had key in Chops Grill key lunch in the main dining room, which Sean and I actually preferred because we got there and there was a lot of people already there. It would have been very crowded.
It's actually really not like Faster the Fun, guys. It's the key is a ton of different perks. Faster the Fun is literally just embarkation. This is
and getting to your room.
Yeah, this is per person per day. This is a lot of stuff.
You do get internet as well.
You get internet included.
Full internet.
But talking about the MDR, a lot of people are complaining that they thought they were going to go to Chops Grill. Here's the deal. If you had all 100 or 200 people who were going to be in the key in Chops Grill, you'd be waiting in line. That's why they put you down at the MDR. It's not MDR food. I have to stress that enough. This is stuff that's not on the menu, and it was really good, and we were really spaced out. A lot of the times when you're in Chops or in the specialty dining, you're really on top of one another. This was very spread out, and you could see all the key people, but they used the entire second of the 3 main dining rooms. They used the entire second one, and it was nice and spread out, and the servers were very attentive, and it was just nice. It was slow and peaceful and lovely. Yes.
They had the music playing. We were the only ones in the entire restaurant.
Yep.
Let's see. Dropped our bags off. That was first day. Got the internet package. The activities that they offer, instead of where we had, and I'll make a whole blog post about this again. We just came home today, guys, so don't hate us for this. I'll do a whole blog post. I thought the activities on Symphony, the zip line, flow rider, rock climbing, all that stuff, I thought their times were really inconvenient, but they had multiples.
Yes.
So you could do flow rider on day 2, day 4, day 6. On this one, you had one shot.
You missed it. And
you missed it.
Like one of them was like 9 a.m. We had just gone out. We were out until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and the next one was 9 a.m. the following day. So we weren't even awake. So
oh my gosh, in my opinion, the activity times were worse. I'd rather have at least multiple times that I could actually plan, but only having one chance to do flow rider, for example, with the key was just impossible. It was that part was just I wasn't.
But I used the key for rock climbing.
You did.
That was cool.
Sean went rock climbing.
Cool. I went rock climbing, and I failed epically. It was fantastic. My size 15 feet do not fit on those pegs, and I learned the hard way. But it was worth it, and I did it twice.
I did it, yeah. It was great.
But on this one, they had the Abyss. I'm not sure if I remember seeing the Abyss on the key.
It was on
Symphony.
there.
It was? Okay, cool. So we just didn't do it.
No, Abyss wasn't on Symphony, but it was on this one, yeah.
Again, what I was saying was I saw it on... Wow, Confusosaurus Rex over here. So anyway, the amenities that you get during the trip are okay, but the one thing I absolutely loved is that day 2 was Coco Cay. Most people had never been. Everyone was excited. Basically, the entire ship got off, except for those who thought that once you got off, you had to pay to go do stuff. And they walked us by. They grabbed us all. We met on air, and they walked us by with a paddle. And we must have walked by over 1,000 people who were looking at us, very confused as to how do we get to beeline past this thing. And blammy, they went straight into security. They closed off security, walked us straight through, and then reopened it real quick. So that was interesting.
That was fantastic.
I mean, it took us literally 2 minutes to get out of the ship, whereas it probably took 20 or 30 for everybody else. So That was pretty cool.
Yeah, as soon as they cleared the ship at Coco Cay, which is probably the most important port for us to get off as fast as we could, because we had to start our ship tour, and everybody wants to get to the water slides and get their seat and whatever that stuff. So to have that on to get off first was awesome. I love that. And they had that for San Juan, and I think they had it for St. Martin as well.
And they had it for disembarkation too.
Yes. So that was the other difference today. On disembarkation, we still had the amazing breakfast. One of the cool things, they have a crab Benedict meal, and they have steak and eggs. I got the steak and eggs this time. I didn't have it last time, and it was amazing.
So good.
Oh my gosh. So good. Definitely loved that. It was a great way to end the trip and not be so crazy. It's like, and it was cool that it was in the same dining room, so it was bookend. We bookended our trip.
You got a little teared up, like, hey, this is how this all started. We're like, oh no, it's over. So, but it was really cool.
It was wonderful.
I personally love the key. I'm regretting the fact on Navigator that we don't have it. So that's how much I loved it. So,
as of right now, they're sold out.
And I know there's a lot of haters and people who troll and just they take bits and pieces of information and they put it all together. But for those of you out there who have accused us of taking the key for free, if you want to pay for our key, I'll gladly take it. But we ended up paying for it ourselves. So.
And we paid $30 a piece for it.
So we paid more than we did on Symphony. I still believe what we paid was fine. It was great, especially with what you got. But a lot of little complaints and weird misnomers about things with the key that aren't really all that true. And other things that are true either, like they want instant access to your cabin. You don't get instant access to your cabin. They take your bags for you, right? So you're walking around the ship bag free, which was lovely because I don't know if you ever watched the show or not, I carry a 3,000-pound backpack and a rolly bag while I follow Stephanie around. So
yeah, it's oof. So yeah. We love the key. Definitely recommend it. I would say that even at $30, it was worth it. Just to get priority on and priority off and priority for us at our ports was a hit. It was A+, and then of course you get unlimited internet per person, which is nice, even though Sean didn't have a phone. We didn't end up using it.
Yeah, that part. Well, you put it on my laptop, so it still worked out. But yeah.
And I will say that, let's talk about internet. The internet on Harmony is absolutely garbage.
3 down and 1 up is not fast.
That is not
boom.
That's the. It was bad. We could not live stream. We tried so hard, so many times. We were able to live stream into our Cruise Buddies group last night, and that was it. And
it was pretty choppy.
It was pretty choppy. So I'm really sorry about that, but goodness gracious, the Harmony internet is terrible.
No bueno. So for the dry dock for that would be a positive, because I'm assuming they'll get you.
It is fantastic for uploading, for Insta stories. We have a whole 2 stories of it.
Not really. I mean, we like, for example, we saw the Most Amazing Dive show and had like 50 IG stories waiting to upload, and it took like 2.5 hours to
Okay, well, we did do that, yeah. But for most people, it's fine, except for us who are posting like crazy. But we
will do a second key video.
We're going to do a key take 2.
Key update video.
And we'll do an update with Harmony and all the changes that we had. There were some really pleasant surprises, like special things in our cabins, like fruit and chocolates that we really loved.
In the shape of a key.
Little touches that we really liked about it, the key. So we'll do a whole review, what we liked, what we didn't like, and we will get that posted as soon as we can. So that's the key. Take all the key questions. There we go.
Someone asked, do we take a couple days off? No, I'm going to work tomorrow morning, and so I'm exhausted. Yes. And I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions as to why I was completely offline for 7 days.
All right, we're going to get back to your questions. TV Queen, you said, how are your sea legs after this trip? First, they're fine. Yep. I will say this is the rockiest Oasis class that we felt. We actually felt the rocking going to probably, what's the farthest away? San Juan, probably. Was the rockiest. Coming back, it was super smooth. So I don't have any rocking feeling. I don't have my bands on right now. Usually I have to wear my bands a couple days after. So was your cabin on the inside but overlooking inside of the ship? Yes. So our cabin was I'm going to pull up our Instagram again because that's the only thing I got here.
For those of you wondering why I keep bending down under the table, I'm not holding the table up or tying my shoes. I'm surrounded by the gatos. They miss us so much, and they're demanding our attention.
So where's our cabin? Where's our cabin?
Be at the very beginning there.
Yep, here we go. Okay. So we had an inside Central Park interior cabin, and it was
massive,
huge. There was so much space. This was probably, I felt like it was like twice the size of our promenade view cabin. So if you get this cabin, it is fantastic. The layout of the cabin, again, this will all be in our video. But there was so much space. Let's see if I can go through these. I mean, it was just humongous. There was plenty of storage for everything. Hello? What is that? I don't know what that is. I can't see it. There's the bed. Lots of storage, lots of closet space. We didn't have any problem. The bathroom was huge. The shower was the biggest, Superman changing shower that we've had in a long time. I really liked it. I didn't hit my elbows on the sides. And then, of course, our view was amazing. I loved having a window that overlooked Central Park. It was not noisy. A lot of people were writing on our Sean and Stef Cruise Buddies that they heard that it was a loud room. I think you were hearing that the promenade interior rooms are loud, and they are. If there's a party or a parade or anything going on, you will hear it. But Central Park is just crickets.
Now, that being said, the thing I've said about every single cruise and every single time and every single review is people can ruin everything. And we did have a very loud neighbor who thought it was totally cool to just rock the jams at 3 to 5 a.m. So that part was loud. But Stephanie has this magic white noise app that just destroys all of it. But it was interesting. The only thing we ever heard was our next door neighbor. But when they weren't playing music and stuff, you could never hear anything. It was peaceful and lovely.
It was nice. Even when there was a Zumba or anything going on the pool deck, you could not hear it in the room. We went outside to the Central Park, and there was Zumba going on, and I was like, oh, I didn't hear that going on. So I was like, oh. The cabin number was 9183. Yep, there's Sean writing that in there. 9183. Fantastic cabin. I would definitely look for that cabin if I could. It's wonderful, 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 wonderful. Dave, we use music from Epidemic Sound.
Yeah, we exclusively use non-copywritten material. That way we don't ever have to worry. There's never a chance where we're going to get popped for that or lose monetization or violate in any way.
Tim, you asked, would you do the Central Park View cabin again? Would the inside balcony be better than the window for the increased cost? So we actually did
we didn't pay
inside guarantee. We did not pay for this cabin. We almost always exclusively pay for an inside guarantee because we're never in the cabin very much.
And we're a glutton for punishment. Let's see if we can sail underneath the engines, baby.
We just usually go for that. And I would just book an inside guarantee and just hope that the upgrade ferry comes through and I get a little.
I agree with Heather.
Upgrade.
She said she wouldn't do a boardwalk view or a promenade view. I would do a boardwalk view if it was like right next to the Aqua Suites because that would be great. But other than that, no way. That would be super duper loud.
Oh yeah, that would be loud.
But if I could somehow get an Aqua Suite, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, during the shows. That would be great. So that one was great. Did we answer everybody's questions? And Vanessa, on lunch on Embarkation Day was Chops Grill in the MDR. So
and someone said it beats the buffet. It does. The problem, I didn't mind the buffet at all, but on Embarkation Day, the buffet is almost as insane as muster. So I'm super glad to not be in the buffet on day one. Just super, super happy. And so it was nice and chill. It was a wonderful way to start. We're having a nice meal. We're having a nice conversation, great music, and it's just nice and quiet instead of the normal, so.
Oh, so Edward said that he was on a boardwalk balcony on Allure, and it was great. It was not noisy at all. So there you go. There's a lot of rumors out there. We've never stayed in that. We just always do inside guarantee, and if we get upgraded, yay!
Yeah, it was great.
Yay! Colleen, this is great. This is fantastic to talk about. We have not talked about this. So we got invited by Royal to participate in the Bottomless Galley brunch. And so we did not pay for it, but we did get to do it. The galley is amazing. If you want to see what it's like to see the kitchen of one of the largest cruise ships in the world and how clean it is and how efficient it is, it's a fantastic tour. There are a lot of people that do it. It's very, very popular.
It was probably
so
a couple
book
hundred.
That. Yeah. And then the food, which we will have lots of pictures on Instagram.
So good. It was like,
see if I have some
you
pictures.
You would not believe how delicious everything was.
It was so good.
So good.
Let's see. I have some more pictures up here.
There you go.
Here it is. Pictures of the brunch. It was so yummy. So many desserts. They had sushi. They had guacamole with chips.
was good.
They had this is actually like a salmon Wellington. Yeah, it was very interesting. We don't do fish really well. They had donuts and pastries and croissants and any kind of sweet that you could think of. Was really awesome. Lots of breads. They had pancakes. They had strawberry pancakes, banana pancakes. They had waffles. And then, of course, all the toppings. So sprinkles, whipped cream, strawberries, chocolate chips. Again, it's definitely worth it. We've never even thought about this or thought about doing it, and it was awesome. And then all the hot stuff was in the middle. They had seafood pasta, bacon, sausage, eggs. I mean, they had pretty much everything.
How much was this? It was like $30 a person or something?
I think it was like $30. Yeah. I think it was like $30.
We were very grateful that was Royal contacted us while we were on the ship and asked us if we would be interested. We were like, yes, you had us at brunch.
Yeah, and of course, the Galley tour is very fun.
The Galley tour was really, really cool, led by a lovely gentleman named Ace, who explained all the differences between the various contracts and all the different roles back there, and just in where your drinks come from when you order at the MDR. Where do your drinks come from? And they showed us the service bar and all this kind of stuff. It was really, really cool.
Yes. Loved that. It's a great question, Colleen. Josh, was the Mexican place free or paid? It is a specialty restaurant. Yep. So it does have a cost. It is, I think it was $20 a person.
It is one of the cheapest of the specialty restaurants for sure.
I do know it used to be a la carte. It is not a la carte anymore.
To answer Linda's question, this is not a Galley tour. This is a brunch with a Galley tour. The ship tours that you sign up for that are free are still typically free.
Yes, that has the big spread, and I'm talking. You could have grabbed 50 mimosas and steak. Oh yeah, then mimosas and champagne and.
So if you're not on the drink pass and you want to tie one on, just go to this thing and just.
And Vanessa, yes, you can film the whole thing. You can always film the Galley. They don't mind.
We got some dirty looks from the other guests who didn't realize you could film, but we're right there in front of like all the head chefs and the maitre d', and Steph's got the big old rig going.
You'll see it.
Yeah, you'll see. And yes, you can.
Yes, you can film it. It was great. And we hear good things about the sushi classes on every ship that we've been on. I think that would be really fun to do. Of course, like you said, we don't do.
I'd have to wear a suit of armor to participate. So.
But Mark, you asked, what is the White Noise app? It is called. It's called White Noise.
There you go. It's awesome. It's awesome. It literally rolls out. I mean. The only thing that again, it comes down to people. Metal doors on metal cruise ships are a nightmare when you're constantly going in and out of the doors. Our neighbors left their doors open so where they didn't have to get their key, but it was constantly slam.
We had really bad neighbors this time.
Yeah, we had really bad neighbors this time. So that was the only real negative.
Yes, and TV Queen, Central Park is an area inside the ship. It's in the middle of the ship. Do I have any Insta pictures of that? Here it is. Oh my gosh. Boom. There we go. So here it is.
That's Central Park.
So it's open on top, and then you can see all those are balcony rooms right there. And
it's gorgeous at night.
It's beautiful. They have cricket sounds. So pretty. I love it. So great. Here you can show the picture of the White Noise app if you want. I'll switch over. This little, just point to that one, the little blue one. But I think you have to show that. I want to show you what the White Noise app looks like. And then show what the app looks like on the outside. It's a little blue. It just says White Noise.
And by the way, for those of you with look at all these things that Sandy just ignores. Oh my gosh, it's driving me crazy. I can't have all those notifications and not just take care of them.
Well, okay. There we go.
Did you try lunch at any other specialty restaurants? I don't believe we did.
I think we only did one lunch on our entire trip, and that was at Park Cafe. And we did lunch at the island, Coco Cay.
Oh, which was fabulous. But no specialty lunches. We always want to try vintages, but the problem is that we'd end up having to have a midnight meal or something because we would just be so full.
We did do specialty restaurants that we did do. This was courtesy of Royal Caribbean. We did 150 Central Park. We did Jamie's Italian. Sabor.
We did Sabor twice.
We did Sabor twice. Was that it? Yeah, that was it. And we did MDR for both formal nights. Holy shit.
Yeah, Paro DJ.
184,000. That's what it says.
You ain't lying, man. That just gives me heart palpitations every time I see. I really don't like to touch Stephanie's phone because we'll be out doing, Instagramming and stuff, and I'll just look down at the Gmail going, oh.
Everyone's like, your Gmail app. $184,000, fellas. There it is. I don't care.
And 98% of it is like cruising meals.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't have time for that. Anyway, so yes, we had a great time. The specialty restaurants are fantastic on Harmony, as they were on Symphony.
You know what? Yep.
What are we doing?
Oh, no. I just, Vanessa has a really great question, and I'd like you to pull it up if you don't mind. A really great comment.
This one?
Yes. So here's the thing. Stephanie and I have not had a drink pass on a cruise ship for
That's right. We got something.
maybe 6 or 8 cruises. It's been a really long time. Actually, we didn't even do it on the last Norwegian trip, and we almost always get it on Norwegian trips. I can't think of the last time we had included drinks, probably MSC. So here's the deal. We did one round, and Stephanie's like, wait a second. And then I get one more drink because I usually drink 2 to 1 for stuff, mostly because she nurses her drinks, and 2 that she's just, she's a cheap date. 1 or 2 drinks and she's done. So we get the bill, and I've got 3 drinks, and there's an 18% gratuity, which is fine. But we do the total, and we're like, that's like almost $50. It's like $50. So and Stephanie, like, if we do this a couple times a day times 7 days, we've way more paid for than the drink pass. Well, when we learn our lessons, we pay it forward.
So you don't make the same mistakes
do not make this
we
mistake.
do.
We almost always get the drink pass if we're going to drink because it's way, way, way cheaper online before you go.
By $200.
Yeah. So they ended up initially asking us to do $84 a day in order for the ship upgrade to the drink pass. Stephanie got them to drop it down a little bit, which I think they're willing to do anyway, because the couple next to us got it dropped as well. They dropped it a little bit, but it still ended up being more expensive than the drink pass online. We already had the soda pass. They graciously removed the soda pass, gave us the ultimate pass, and then charged us the difference. So please don't make that mistake, because
if you're going to buy a drink pass, do not buy it on the ship.
At least on royal ships, if you're going to drink more than a couple times a day, which we did, definitely get the drink pass, because oh boy, we would have had a massive, massive bill. So. Yeah. It was a lesson learned. We don't normally do things like that, but when we decided that it was going to be more about the ship this time around, we thought, well, there's just fabulous drinks everywhere, so we just thought we were going to do it. Like the Robot Bar, for example, you can rack up a serious bill at the Robot Bar. So yeah, the pub and the Robot Bar and all the mimosas in the morning and
the rising tide,
and just so. Get the drink pass, people. I hate to say that, but get the drink pass. And then you
get smoothies from
coffee.
The Vitality Cafe, which is by the gym. You get fresh squeezed juices.
Which was delightful.
All your sodas, specialty coffee. I mean, there's a lot that we drank, a lot of non-alcoholic drinks. I will say that I did make the mistake, like Sean said, of not purchasing the drink pass beforehand. But we have been primarily doing ports. And somebody asked about our ports. We were in San Juan. We did San Juan and St. Martin this time. We actually didn't get off on either. We did our ship tour day on San Juan day, and then we didn't get off. We spent the day on the ship on St. Martin day. So because we spent all of our time on the ship, we realized that I should have bought the... Yeah. And it is, I will say, Allison is correct. It is so worth it. So if you're going to, yay, Linda got the $18 package.
Wow.
That is amazing.
What a deal.
I think a lot of people took advantage of that one. I think the biggest thing that I found that after I purchased it, so I get wouldn't say I'm stressed about money, but I'm a little bit a little controlling.
Well, that's not true. She's super stressed. Ever since I had to go back to work and do Rampant and do this, I have 4 jobs. She's got 2 jobs. Ever since that really took it up, so she's been like, you should see her. You should see her when we're on the ship and they're like trying to sell us something. She's like, let me see that. The long answer is no. The short answer is nah, bruh. So it's just hilarious. She's always looking at it. Even today, getting the phone, she's like, let me see the fine print.
Like looking at everything.
Well. What's this $20 I see here? I mean, she's just going to town over $20. So she does very much worry about money.
I do. So I will say that it was so nice. So we haven't had the drink pass. Actually, probably in over a year of our cruising, we haven't had the drink pass because we haven't really needed it. But I will say that the taking that stress and basically because you don't have to worry about where the money's going. It's just one payment. It's spent. I absolutely loved it. I will say that it didn't matter that I accidentally made the mistake of purchasing on the ship that $200 to me, which was a very expensive lesson to learn for $200, but it was $200 of peace of mind for us on the ship. And I didn't have to worry about, oh my goodness, we've spent 4 drinks today. We are not spending any money tomorrow. We are not spending any money tomorrow, the next day. Instead of having to worry about that, it was actually very nice to just say, okay, here you go. Here's our cost. Can we afford this? Yes, we can. So let's just buy it right out. And it was the best decision that we made for this trip. I think that every trip is different. With Coco Cay, your drink pass is included, which was fantastic. And I can't wait because I believe we are going to get the drink pass on Navigator of the Seas because you get to enjoy the alcohol and sodas and everything else on Coco Cay. So I did like that. That was really nice. So yeah, so that's a $200 lesson. So don't do that. If you really want to get the drink pass, do it before you go on the ship. Otherwise,
and for those of you who benefited from the royal thing, the royal drink
so jelly.
Faux pas, I think it was brilliant marketing. I don't believe it was an accident at all.
I don't think it was an accident
I think it was brilliant. For those of you who got to take advantage of it, that's awesome.
I think it was brilliant. Brilliant. Brill. We are getting close. I know this is a lot. We have a lot of information. Catherine, this is a great question you asked. Do you prefer Sabor or El Loco Fresh?
Don't even compare. That's like McDonald's and your favorite steakhouse. No way.
El Loco Fresh is complimentary.
And it's not on the
free.
same ship either.
They do not have it on
El Loco Fresh
Harmony.
was not on Harmony. It was Mini Bites.
Mini Bites,
and
which we did not like Mini Bites.
It was okay. It was okay. But it's just hot during the day. It's hot dogs, hamburgers, fries. During the morning, it was your typical like bagels, some eggs and stuff. I found that the buffet in the adult area.
Solarium.
Yeah, Solarium. Gosh, I wanted to call it the Odyssey.
Solarium buffet was nice.
It's Epcot. Yeah, Solarium was wonderful. It was a brilliant breakfast. Loved it. It was nice. Really great juice. I love juice. So yeah.
I love juice.
I'm so random. Really great juice.
It's really great.
Shows you how tired I am. I've been up all night because our neighbors decided to just throw a party in the room. Oh, and I got to see for the very first time, just down the hall, a poor security guard had to sit outside the door for the entire time, 7 days, 24 hours a day. So every time I went out to like see where the noise was coming from, the security guard's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Yo, that's an uncomfortable chair. Can I get you a pillow or something?"
I felt really bad.
Yeah,
somebody got in a fight or something.
Ooh, something happened.
Something bad. So they were confined to their room. So it was a great. I would say Sabor, although it is going to go away, and they will probably. Would imagine they will put in El Loco Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
El Loco Fresh is very comparable to Blue Cantina on Carnival, Horizon, and Vista, and a lot of other Breeze.
Better, actually.
I would have to say that. I would say that Blue Cantina
Carnival
is better,
ships
but
have
it's very
amazing
similar.
food and drinks. I've always loved their food.
It's very similar to that kind of thing. So
yeah, this is an interesting. We've got this a lot. So
Lannis, if you had to choose one, NCL Bliss, Symphony, or Harmony, which would you choose? They're trying to decide which ship.
For me, it'd be a choice between Symphony and Harmony. I don't dislike Norwegian at all, but I think when you're comparing Norwegian ships, you need to compare them to other Norwegian ships. I don't believe that the Oasis class compares with the Bliss. I really don't. That's just my humble opinion. I loved the Bliss and had the time of my life. Would sail it tomorrow, but there's just so much more to do on the Oasis class ships, and tons and tons and tons of live music. You're always going to get me with the live music. They had some of the most amazing drummers ever on just insane drummers. Really good.
For me, I will say this: my stress of counting money. Now, I am not going to say this word because I dislike when people say this. When people refer to Norwegian, they like to say that they nickel and dime. Now, I'm not saying that, but I will say that they do have charges for most of their activities are an upcharge, and that's great. That's fantastic because it keeps crowds down, and that's what Norwegian does. But I will say there was something absolutely magical this morning when I got our folio off my door. I knew exactly that all I would have on that bill was the alcohol package, the drink package, nothing else. So carousel, flow rider, zip line, rock wall, Abyss, all of that stuff is included. Now it's not the same as go-kart, so please keep that in mind. But I think that there's something about having my bill be what it is, and I don't have any upcharges. We rode the carousel a couple times, and I love that. I could just hop on. It didn't cost me $5. A ride.
Go-karts are a lot more than $5. So
yeah, it would. I think it would be. I think the carousel would be $5 ride on Norwegian.
Yeah, we've always thought that that's what it was going to cost. We didn't realize when we first started sailing Royal that it was included. We're like, what?
Now, if you were sailing in Alaska, I would go Norwegian Bliss because of the observation lounge.
That's
so
gorgeous.
It does depend on where you're sailing from. If you're talking about where your port you're leaving out of, Port Canaveral. If Symphony and Bliss were in Miami, I'd still go in Harmony because it's in Port Canaveral. It's just a better.
That was a curveball.
Better thing.
But yeah, look, Norwegian does what Norwegian does, and they do it exceptionally well. But as far as I'm concerned, Norwegian's a lot closer to like the P&O side of things, where you're going to do a lot more drinking on Norwegian, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a lot more chill on Norwegian than there is no chill or very little chill on a Royal Oasis class ship.
Yeah, so Alizo asked this is in the same line. Someone asked if you liked RCL over NCL now. I'd love to hear your response to that. Right now we are going more towards Royal for the stage of life where we are right now. We like activities. We like to be able to do things during the day, during the night, the shows, the music, the food. Mm-hmm. It is like going to Vegas. It's Vegas on the sea. I told that to the food and beverage manager. Yep. That's all it is. It's literally...
There's nothing wrong with the Norwegian ships. They're great.
They're fantastic.
And like I said, what they do, I mean, we have some of our closest friends are Norwegian crew members. So it's just different. It's just very hard to compare. But if you said putting your money down, if they both equaled the same amount of money, if they're both $3,000 cruises, which one would you take? Harmony of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas over Bliss. It's just how it is. Not that anyone sailing Norwegian won't have a great time. You'll have a fabulous time. I love the people on Norwegian ships. It's just different. First and foremost, I've yet to be on a single Norwegian ship where embarkation and disembarkation isn't a nightmare. That for whatever reason, these other ships that are much bigger on the Royal side of things, they get it down pat. When we were done with breakfast this morning, they'd already cleared almost 50% of the ship. So yeah, it's just little things,
little differences.
I love live music, so if you're a fan of a real orchestra and real music and real Broadway shows, by all means, jump on in. It's just little differences. But I would sail a Norwegian ship tomorrow. So. It's just different. I don't know. Just like I wouldn't expect P&O to be any different than it is, or Princess to be any different than it is. It's just they are what they are. So if you're into nonstop everything to do, then that's Royal. If that annoys you, which it could, waiting in line,
non-stop.
It's just nonstop. I'm tired.
I'm
tired. So yeah, it just depends. It's like compared to like a week in Vegas. Would you rather do a week in Vegas or maybe a week in Fresno or something? I don't know. It's just not. Norwegian's definitely not Vegas. Royal is absolutely Vegas on the ocean.
I agree, 100%. It's different for everybody. Something for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want us to go very much longer, but I want to get
I would definitely go with Norwegian
out.
with Alaska. Absolutely.
Yeah, the observation lounge, you cannot beat that. Heather is correct.
My favorite place on the ship.
It is so beautiful. It's something that you've never seen before, and it's part of your cruise ticket. You don't have to. It's not Haven or anything like that. It's perfect. Stephanie, you asked any good ship snacks? Sorry if I missed you talking about. We have not. Oh, you're traveling to Texas. Yay! Enjoy your cruise. That's fantastic. We didn't actually have any ship snacks this time. We had so much food from breakfast to dinner. We just were stuffed.
Was never hungry. We gave up dessert at dinner many times. Was just never hungry.
Yeah, we didn't have the room. Promenade Snacks had the Cafe Promenade has amazing snacks. Sorrento's. Well, I actually. I don't like the pizza at Sorrento's. I call it pizza because it smells like feet. I do not like the pizza on Royal ships. I will say that is just hands down.
We fondly refer to it as pizza.
Pizza. It smells like oof. Feet. It's not good. But we are going to answer your last questions here.
And I didn't mean Fresno was a joke. I didn't mean to compare it that way. I'm just saying that Norwegian is not comparable to Vegas, in my humble opinion. Royal, their Oasis class on Royal ships are in my mind, floating Vegas casinos.
Yes.
But for Alaska, I would take a Norwegian in a heartbeat, especially when the observation lounge on Bliss yielded the Haven unnecessary as far as I'm concerned.
It's so true. So true. All right, guys. I know you guys have a ton more questions, but we are going to let you go so that you guys can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We definitely appreciate you guys coming today to join us. We will be back on Sunday. We are hoping to get out the content as fast as we can, with Sean working full time now in the days. So we'll get that out as much as we can. But we will be live again.
I'm actually in there transcoding and dumping all the cards right now. We shot, for those of you who shoot footage, we shot a little over 2.5 terabytes of footage, so that was awesome. On ship tour day, Stephanie and I together shot over 400 clips, so that was awesome. So yeah, we've got a lot of footage to go through and a lot of fun to edit.
The blooper reel.
Oh my gosh, the blooper reel is so insane. We had people come up to us at the very last day during the brunch going, I watched you dying of laughter at the putt-putt golf. We had an audience while we were filming a scene in the putt-putt golf area because for whatever reason, Stephanie just couldn't get it right. And at one point she said, grab your golf cart. I'm like, nope, we don't, nope.
You know, grab your golf cart on the mini golf.
Yeah, the blooper reel is going to be very fun.
Yeah, the blooper reel will be great. But first up is Coco Cay. That's coming out first. If you have not seen it, make sure you check out episode 2 of Cruising with Sean and Stef. That has come out already. It is in our playlist. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic episode. We love it.
So much fun.
Love it. So that's it. Oh, we didn't give the videographer. I don't know
how to do that.
I need to figure out how to do a giveaway thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to. So Dave, call me, man, or let's text each other and figure out a proper way of doing it. Because I would love to give away some of Dave's stuff. It's all awesome. I just don't know how to do it. I want to give everyone an videographer. I'm sure Dave's like, no, but I would love to.
Yeah, we'll get with you, Dave. We'll figure that out.
Someone's texting me right now.
We'll figure that out on maybe the next week. We'll be able to give away some videographer stuff. And we can figure out how to do all of this stuff because there's so many of you guys in here. So.
And to answer Aaron's last question, no, we've never come anywhere near an Aqua Suite. I would love to, but I'm pretty sure if they gave me a free tour, I'd just attach myself to the nearest table or beam or something. I'm not leaving. Yes. So no, we'd love to, but no, we're not. We're sweet people. We're not sweet people. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all for everything. We are exhausted.
Thank you so much. We are
cannot
tired.
wait to show you everything. I've got to go to bed soon because my day starts at 4 a.m. tomorrow. So, okay.
Thank you so much for chatting with us and for your super chats. We love each and every one of you.
We truly love and adore all of you. Thank you for those of you who followed along with us on Insta last week. For 10 years, I got to spend every waking moment of my life with Stephanie, and now I don't. So because I'm going to work. So now these trips are even more important to me. So thank you for following along with us on our stories.
If you've missed it, if you don't know what an Insta story is, if you go to Instagram.com/SeanandStef, you will see the stories. If you click on this picture of our face, the stories will pop up. I'm not going to be able to do it right now because I'm not logged in. Right. But if you log in, and there's also, if you've missed the stories, there's a recap down here at right underneath there. There's a recap of the story, so you can watch from beginning to end.
It's basically a live vlog.
It's basically a live vlog of our stuff. So if you want to check that out, it's enjoyable. You see Sean come out of the abyss.
Yeah, it turns out that wasn't a big deal. I don't know what I was all worried about. So it was fun. It was fun though.
All right, guys. All right. We will see you next Sunday, 4 o'clock, right here.
Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. We love and adore each and every one of you.
So much.
And now I'm just going to pass out from exhaustion.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a great week.
Everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.